trailer on the back. I don't know if you can see it, but heading up to Phoenix, picking up a Lincoln. So it's blowing like hell. I don't know if you can hear that wind, but it is blowing like probably 60 mile an hour again. So not fun. But yeah, I'm on the road. I'm on I-10 between the Benson and Tucson. Just keeping an eye on the road. So yeah, so I'm picking up a friend picked it up from LA yesterday, and the agreement was he would only charge me the fuel as long as I went to his house up in Phoenix and picked the car up from there, so he didn't have to drive to my house. So I thought that was fair enough. So I'm heading up to Phoenix now. I should be there in a couple of hours because I'm not going that fast because the wind is so bad. My truck's all over the road. But anyway, I'll take a little shots of being on the road further up. Driving past downtown Tucson. Driving through Marana, which is slightly west of Tucson. There's Sombrero Mountain. That's what the locals call it. Yeah, it's still blowing like anything out there. That's the Pinal Air Park where the commercial aircraft get parted out. And we're coming up to Picacho Peak. Cacho Peak. Little bit of history of that. During the Civil War, there was actually a bit of a conflict here. I think it was the most western battle during the Civil War. Cacho Peak, Arizona. Coming into Phoenix, traffic's getting a little heavy. Phoenix is over there. I won't record when I get further in, it's just too dangerous. Casinos over there, racetrack. This asshole had to cut in front of me. Alright, I better put the phone down, concentrate on driving. Well, I arrived. Here she is. 69er. So I think we're just going to do a straight trailer to trailer transfer. I'll back my trailer up to his and just load it up. Gold interior, same as mine. Back seats had been switched out.
That's pretty straight.
Yeah.
There ain't a dent in the bumper. And I was intimidated because it looked so good I wouldn't put the hook on the bumper.
Just stopped for gas. I couldn't really video too much where the car was. The traffic was getting crazy. So I just loaded it up and got the hell out of there. I used to live in Phoenix and I hate the place. It's such a freaking rat race. But anyway, so got the car loaded. I'm just, like I say, just gassing up. So I'll switch the camera around. So we've got it all loaded up. Straps are on. Yep. Our old square body's doing her work. She's paying her keep. Car's rough, but I'm not seeing any rust. I mean, a lot of surface rust where they've been sanding it and scraping all the paint on it. It's got like 2 or 3 layers of paint on it. This gold is the original colour. This champagne colour. It had a gold interior. Looks like they might have two-toned it, and put the two-tone markings in it and they've been scraping it off. But yeah, it's not a rust bucket, which is amazing. But yep, so I'm gassed up and I'm going to head home. I'll stop in Casa Grande, get some In-N-Out burger, because I'm starving. I've been on the road since this morning, I haven't eaten yet. So, yep, so there we go. Something different for the channel, instead of working on the car in the garage all the time. I'm just looking at these quarter panels here. They're solid. Same here. This is the bare metal primer. And that's the worst part of it. It's got a big ding in the door. but that could be popped out. It's a transitioning car too. It's got the early steering wheel, unless it's not original, but it's got the later seat belts. Does have cruise control, that's cool. Yeah, but yeah, I'll look at it when I get home, go over it, see what I've got to deal with. Yeah, I just picked it up. Yeah,
that's a real car back in the day, boy.
it was. Yeah, I've got Meadow Lark Lemons one too.
Do you really?
Yep.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for like one of them old suicide door convertibles.
Yeah, there's big money now.
I know. I could have bought one 10 years ago for nothing.
Yeah, they're 100 grand cars now.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
If I can find the right one, I'm a player.
Yeah.
But God bless you.
Okay, you too. Have
All
a
right,
good
man.
drive safe.
All righty.
Stopped in Casa Grande, got something to eat. So that car's still following me. It's been following me for about 100 miles. No, I'm in Arizona. I'm packing. Anyway, I'm gonna have something to eat and then hit the road again and do a follow-up. Catch you soon. Back on the road again. The dude's still following me. It's about 5 p.m. Sun's starting to go down. Still got 100 something miles to go. Probably about 120. Just cruising along, no hurry. Looking around. See you at the next stop. Back in Tucson again. I'm just over halfway home. Weather's cleared up. It actually got a bit of rain in Phoenix while I was up there. Gas, about 65. Sun's just starting to set. See it or not? Kind of hard to see. But I'm about 50 miles from home. Outside. Not like this morning. This morning was terrible. home. It's dark out here now, it's pitch black actually. So we'll look at the car tomorrow. It's freezing cold, so I want to get inside. It's blowing like anything, as you can probably hear. And here my dogs. Oh, hello puppies. Puppies! Where's Daddy been all day? There's Buddy. Come on, Buddy. Come on, Buddy. Up. You run out of steam? Buddy's old. He's about between 15 and 20 years old. Hey, go sniff. Go sniff. Ooh, what's that? Where is it? Where is he? Where is he, dope? Where is he? Where is he? Well, guys, I made it home. I'm gonna get inside and say hi to the wife. Good night, everyone. It's a beautiful, calm day the next morning. Not a breath of wind, nice and quiet. Not like yesterday. So now, I gotta figure out where to park this old girl. This old girl's been sitting there for a couple of weeks now. These two cars are exactly the same color. Kind of a champagne, light medium gold. That one's champagne. That one. It's an earlier car. It's an early '68, and this was light medium gold because it's an after August '68 car. But same interior, same colors. Yeah, so I'm going to do a walk around, see what I've got to deal with. I'm going to find a parking spot. I'm wondering if they painted those back seats. No, their seats out of a different car, they're cloth. I was wondering if maybe they'd painted the back half black. But these are definitely seats out of another car because this is cloth interior. So I won't find a build sheet there, so I'm going to have to pull the dash out, find a build sheet under there. Unless the hood lining's still there. Let's take a look. Just got to open this hood, guys. Ooh, gotta get up on the trailer. Ooh, the lining's still there. There's a rat hole. Nope, it's gonna be gone. That build sheet's gone. The rat's already got it. Damn it. Yeah, there's a big rat hole in the back. See, carburetor's missing. That's about all. The radiator's still there. I'm surprised they haven't plucked the radiator out of it. It does have cruise, and there's the bellows. It's always a nice option having cruise control in a car like this. It should have been a standard feature, but it wasn't. It was optional. But like I was saying in the previous video, when I was at the gas station, I took a quick look. This car has no rust. I mean, it's solid all the way around. One little bit of surface rust there, but that's from sanding. Even this is all, normally this is where they first start rusting, is this back edge, and then they walk along here. But there's nothing. Good taillight. No, the other ones, the housing's cracked, but the lens is good. It's a 68, so it has reflectors in there instead of down here. Even the corners are still there. All the Mark III guys know what I'm talking about. These are always missing, those little corners. A little bit of rust on the roof. There's a little bit of rust there. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. This is not the original type. It's been replaced. It's the wrong fabric, and the a bit of rust on the roof too. The roof's gone. So this is a parts car. The seam line is right there. It should be right here. Yeah, this is a parts car. That roof is completely rotted out. That's too bad. It's not worth fixing the roof on it. Plus I didn't get a title with it. It's just as is where is. Does have a reclining seat. Here's the button for the seat recliner. It's just a solenoid, so you just push the button down, hold it down, and then push the seat in the position you want, and then let it go. And the early cars had the power seat controls there. Later on, they're up here in the door. I wonder if it's still got its mirror. Still have the mirror? No, mirror's gone. Yep, the mirror's gone. Used to be a little handheld mirror here. I've only got one out of all my cars. It does have a trunk popper. AM FM radio. '68, '69s. This was fake. This is just stick on, as you can see. In my previous video I showed you that the 70, 71s are real. One crack in the dash, it's too bad. It's got the early steering wheel. Oh yeah, I did run the numbers. Because I noticed yesterday, it's got the very early, it's actually a 68 production steering wheel. This is the early steering wheel where the horn ring is external. The next one, the horn ring went inside this pad, but it's got the early wheel and it's got the later seat belts. And then I ran the numbers, and as I thought, July, August is the transition period. And this is an August 68 car. Let's see if there's any dates on the seat belt. Nope, no tag. The other cars didn't have tags. Let's see a little switch here for something. It's not factory. It's got the electric fan for the rear. For the ventilation. There should be another one up there. Yep, I think there is. I can't see it from here. When I saw that switch yesterday, I thought it was a heated window, but it's not. That's normally where the heated window is. Yeah, there is a dial there. So on the wiper switch, there's another dial. You see that little needle? That's the on-off switch for the rear ventilation as well. So it's got dual rear ventilation. Go back, and I didn't see if it was regular AC or climate control, because you could get regular AC in these. Yeah, it's climate. No, this is regular AC. It's not a climate control system. Because the climate control system, you just take this dial here, actually this one here, and you set it to temperature, and it's got the temperature range here, and that's all it has. But this has all the, so this is not a climate control car, just regular AC, high, low. That's cool. This first car I've got, it's got that. Yeah, normally in the later cars this is for the rear window heater. It's over this side here. It's got it here on off. When you hit it, the little red light button lights up. When you hit this button, it lights up like a little jewel. It's quite nice. You switch it on, and then this is broken obviously, and then that's how you set it, kind of like a GM. These are a GM steering column. Oh, it's got tilt. Tilt still works. Cool. Early mirror, a lot wider than the 7071s. They're different design too in the little stem. These are screwed together, the other ones are not. The ignition switch has been mucked around with because they've got the panel off. The ignition switch is under the dash in these, where the later ones obviously are in the column after the 69 regulations. That's a shame these seats are gone. I was hoping to be able to use some of the seats. I was hoping the back seats were still good, so I could use the gold leather from my other car for that one over there. Where is she? That one there. It's got bad front seats, because you can use this section out of the back seat to repair this front piece. There's enough there. But this one's all dried out. California sun got to this one. Pull handle's gone. Yeah, this one's gone. Unless I might find it yet. There's some bits and pieces floating around in the car. But the door pulls are gone. They're different from 71s too. They're smaller and they're screwed in here. The later ones are screwed in from the back. And these cars did come with optional run flats, dual chamber tyres. You can see optional. '69 was still bias ply. 70 was the first year of radial tyres. Very first car in America to have radial tyres. All Michelins. Yeah, it's a shame that roof's completely rotted out. I just took a quick look at it. I'll jump up and I'll show you. This car is history. It's just too far gone to bother with that roof. You see that roof's completely gone here. It's completely rotted out. So this is a parts car. But I can use it. There's plenty of parts on here. Like the white car I'm working on in the videos, I need a good front fender for that. Because that driver's fender front's all bondoed. I need some other pieces too. Grill's not cracked. Oh God, it's a good grill. Sorry. That is the original emblem. This is porcelain in the red enamel. The later ones are plastic. So it's the original grill. Because usually these get swapped out because they smack the noses. Would have been a pretty car in its day. Even I've got photos of this car when it was still nice, before the family of the estate let it go to waste, letting it sit outside. But yeah, two identical cars. It's pretty cool. I'll show you the interior of this one. You see what I mean about my seats. And this has coloured piping too. Pretty cool. See, that's the early steering wheel as well. And here's your early seat belts, where they get rid of the racks inside the seat. And there's a tag on that one. 22nd of... I haven't got my glasses. Let me see. 22nd month of 1968. Yep. This is a July 68 car. Yeah. It should have the embroidery in the back seat before August. No headrests in early cars. Same with this car, it's still an early car, no headrests. It was optional. I think December they became mandatory. December 68. Yep. Good set of buttons. I'll be able to use these. Armrests have been reupholstered. I don't know what the upholstery's off, but yeah, they've been recovered. Carpet's still good. I might be able to salvage the carpet. Carpet's hard to find for these cars. Like I say, it's a factory shag pile and nobody reproduces this. So you got to pull one out of another vehicle if you want a true correct car. Headliner is completely shot. It's done. It's missing the back panel too, the tray. You can see the ventilation vents in there. I don't know if you can see those big vents. They're underneath the tray, so they open and close for the flow-through ventilation. And then there's a electric motor in here as well that sucks the air through, and the exhaust come out here. Gas caps on there. What a shame, because apart from that roof, the car's got no rust. There's always rust here. No matter how beautiful the car is, there's always rust here. Just the way they put those vinyl tops on the car. Well, this car is an exemption as well. Exception. Completely rust free. Just surface rust from when they left it sitting outside, and there is no rust here. This car must have been inside all its life. This top's gone. I kind of, it started separating. I just super glued the seams back together and filled it. You can still see some cracks, and then I recoated the roof. It's filthy. Yes, that's the panel that's missing out of the car. 3 of them. And a little fiber optic indicator. There's a fiber optics that go down and along here into the taillights, so when you're driving at night you see 2 tiny little red dots that tells you your taillights haven't blown out, and when you hit the brakes they go bright. It's kind of neat. Rear bumper's still straight. It's got some crap glue to it, but it's a straight bumper. It's a 69 bumper. I'm not sure if this deck lid's off another car, because 68, 69 years this was glued on, and this has got holes. Unless it was drilled out, this deck lid's been replaced. I know it's the wrong color underneath. It's that dark gold light that's on here underneath it, because I had it open yesterday, but I don't know if it's been sprayed over. And this is the original paint, because there's some thick paint on here. Oof. But that doesn't matter. The deck lid's got a few little, here's a couple of little spots here. They usually rot out here, right along here. Like all Lincolns, they rot out from the inside out. And they put these freaking moldings on there. I hate these things. Makes you wonder how such a beautiful car can end up like this. In what stage of its life did somebody say, it's not worth anything, let's just screw with it. They're such a beautiful car and they're in nice condition. Yep. Let's find a spot for it and park her up. I'm going to steal that grill, that's for sure. It's going in another car. A little bit of crazing on the top, but it's not cracked. So it's a good rechroming candidate. And I might take the grill, the centers out, and put them in the white car, because the white car is missing like 5 teeth. Yeah, it's like the medium bronze. It's got quite a bit of flake in it too. Might even be moon dust, but it's not original. But in me looking at it, there's a lot of flake in here. I wonder if they painted it Moondust Bronze. Don't know what those front wheels are off. They're not off this. The offset's wrong. This offset. I know Greg did put a couple of tyres on. He went to a tyre shop and they just fitted a couple of tyres that held there because it had flat tyres. That door is salvageable. I mean, if you had nothing else to work with, I could pop that out. I've got a porta power, I can pump that out. But yeah, there's the tag. It's a 65A 2-door hardtop, color S, light medium gold. GYA is a gold nugget interior. And 21H is the 21st of August 1968. 53, that's Oakland DSO, so Northern California. 4 2.8 rear end, and it's always a U. It's a C6 transmission. Then just the regular, that's the VIN number. Yeah, the rubbers are all gone too. You can't get these anymore. So these are all rotted out. But yeah, it's a shame that roof's gone. If the roof wasn't gone, I would still consider saving this car, but that roof's shot. So a parts car she will be. When I get it parked up, I'll pull the fascia off and see if I can find the build sheet behind the clock. There's usually one there. Normally there's, I'm not sure it won't be there, but there's normally a build sheet under the driver's seat too. But for the price of gas, I couldn't turn it down. So, like I say, a viewer on the YouTube channel saw my videos and he reached out and says, hey, I inherited this car, I don't want it. You know, for the price of gas, come and get it. So Greg went and picked it up and paid him for the gas, and I used about 120 bucks worth of gas yesterday. The Phoenix about 200 miles each way. It's a small block dually. It used to be a big block, but now it's a small block, so it's a little more economical. It's just not as powerful. It's just got a 350 in it, but still got the 400 in there. But it's a tow truck, not a race car, so I don't care. Yeah, I just take my time taking off. I don't hammer it. It's been a great truck. I've owned it 5 or 6 years now. Been offered crazy money for this truck. It's unbelievable what these square bodies are worth now. I'm not kidding, I've been offered 10 grand for the truck. I would take it if I didn't need it. 10 grand's a good hunk of change. But it runs so good, and it's all I've got right now, so I can't sell it. I brought this trailer brand new 2 years ago. Not even 2 years ago. It already looks like it's destroyed and been through a hurricane, and these fenders are completely mangled up. I've had to get my porta power out and straighten them out. I went to unload a station wagon one time, and the wheels flipped on me while it was lowering, and it ran right over the fender and completely flattened them. And then I was bringing home some railway ties, and I had one sticking out, and I clipped one of those trees and completely, the other side actually, I completely flattened that fender right into the tire. But it's a great trailer. Tilt bed, so I don't have to use ramps. I think 7K axles. Yeah, it was this fender here that you can see where I smashed that fender right in. I had to get the porta power out and pump it out so I could get on the road yesterday. I've had one flat tire. It's a 6 lug. So I need to mount a spare on here somewhere. Probably mount it on the front here next to the box. Just put a spare here. Yeah, it's a great trailer. I'm glad I bought it. Took me 6 months to get one. It was unbelievable during the COVID. Every time there was a good second-hand trailer advertised, I would go to buy it. It's already sold. Yep. Dealers were out of trailers. No one had any inventory. You know, I live 80 miles from Tucson, and I was calling Tucson dealers and they had nothing. They were saying as soon as they come in off the truck, they're already sold. So I called a dealer in Phoenix and I says, hey, I'll order one and pay for it over the phone with a credit card. And he says, no, if you want it, you've got to come in and get it. He says, I'm actually getting a load of 3 of them in tomorrow morning. He says, I'll hold one till 10 a.m. and if you're not here, it's sold. So I shot up to Phoenix early in the morning, got there about 8 and was able to grab this trailer. It was unbelievable, the shortage of trailers. And I'm glad I got it. It was $7,100 with taxes and everything. And like I say, and not with no winch though. I had to put the winch on. It's just a Harbor Freight 12,000 K winch. But what I love about this trailer is just hit that button and up she goes. So easy to load and unload cars, even with flat tires. I can raise this trailer so high up I don't need a jack to take the wheels off. So yeah, it's great. Just pull it right up to the car, hook it up and just drag it up. Yep, very happy with my trailer. You know, coming from New Zealand, you know, I'd never owned a trailer here in America. And I thought, geez, how much is it going to cost to register these things and insure them? Because in New Zealand it has to be registered and insured. And then they tell me, no, it's a permanent plate. A what? A permanent plate. You don't insure, you don't register it every year. I says, what about insurance? Whatever this has got, that's what the trailer's got. I thought, oh, okay, that's cool. So that's not another expenditure every year. Yeah, this has got full coverage on it. Yeah, the worst part is that fender and that tailgate in here. The rest of the truck, that's original paint. I'm the third owner. It was a California truck. Still got the original paperwork in the glove box from it, from new. It's missing a few pieces, but they were missing when I got it, like the guttering and the trim that goes around the back and a couple of the emblems, the GMC. But, yep. Anyway, I've got to find a parking spot for this now. I've got some cars leaving soon, but they're not gone yet. I've got 4 vehicles that are leaving, and I've got to get in touch with the guy with the Cadillacs to get them out of here, or I'm going to haul them off, because I'm tired of looking at them and they're sold and I don't want them here. The deal was he was going to come back in 2 weeks to pick them up. Well, that's probably 2 or 3 months ago now, so I got to get in touch with him and tell him to get his ass into gear and get these cars out of here. So let's go and find a parking spot for it. Lower it down. Yeah, it's a shame. I'm just thinking about that roof, guys. I was hoping the car would be salvageable. But good windshield, good glass all around. Even look at the mileage. What's the mileage on it? Looking at the pedal, not much. 80,000 miles. That's probably original because the pedal's not worn out. It's still usually, this corner here is always completely wore off. That's still there. Carpet's not wore out. The mat from heels Usually a high mileage car will have big heel marks there where it's all wore out, where somebody's been sitting with their foot. This is sun rot, that's not wear rot. It's just dried out and exploded in the sun. Yeah, this has got the coloured piping too. Door panels are good, I'll save those. I do have a black interior 69, so I might be able to use some of the material. Alright. Yeah. So there she is. And again, thank you, Paul, for reaching out. I do appreciate it. We will stay in touch because he's into some other stuff that I'm into as well. We had a good chat a while back, a couple of days ago, about a week ago. And I need to get the white car finished so I can bring this car back inside. I hate having this car out in the rain with that good roof. It's got no rust in it. I'm not worried about the paintwork, just the top. Daisy, come on, girl. Hey, come on. Good girl. Sit, sit, sit. Good girl. Good girl. You're a good girl. And there's Dobie. Come on. Hey, 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 hey. He can get a little vicious sometimes. He looks like a goof, but he does have a really mean streak in him. He's good with us, but other dogs that piss him off, he just doesn't screw around. And then there's Buddy laying down there. He's just old and tired. All right, go and find a spot. We'll unload the car. I'm gonna park it next to those two. Gotta get the trailer around. Yeah. Awesome. I'll jackknife it. Straighten it up a little bit. Come over this way just a little bit. Get you set up on a tripod and I'll unload the car. bit me. Shit. Bastard. Fire ant bit me. Friggin' fire ant bit me right in the hip. Right in here. Burns like a bitch. Okay, so I'll pull the trailer up a little bit and then just put the trailer underneath that lip of that bumper and just push that car back just a little bit. But yeah, so she's in place. 369ers. I gotta get that window cranked up on that one too. Got the seat covered so it doesn't get weathered. That one's already shot, that seat. That was a green car originally. Medium metallic green. And then that's going. That Fairlane sold, it's going to Sweden. That Dodge is gone. So when those two are gone, I'll plant these three over there. Because I've been having trouble with the county. Well, someone keeps complaining you can see my vehicles from the street along here. So these vehicles are gone. They can't complain. That's why I had to put that fence up. Had 2 violations. Somebody keeps complaining. And I got to get that roof fixed. I'm just waiting for the windy season to get over with. March, April's wind season here. Once that's gone, I'll get up there and fix the garage roof too. So, yeah, it'll be good once those two are gone. I can squeeze those cars in there. Those two are not parts cars. They're still in good shape. So I can take the fender off that. Because I got that fender there off that car. That's going to go on a Metalux car. That one there. But I need a fender for that red car. So I can steal parts off that car there. That fender's actually cutting that tyre up. The tyres are old, but when Greg was unloading it, actually chunks of rubber were falling off it. And it's a twin mirror car too. Lincoln guys know how rare they are. Factory twin mirrors. That one doesn't have one, that one doesn't have one. None of those have one. Or any in my garage. Well, she's unloaded. I think Greg's going up to Colorado next week or the week after to pick up the other car. So yeah, this fender is, I don't know what he hit, but he hit something good and hard. You can see the tire all chewed up. I don't want it to pop because it's nice having rollers for the yard. I need to pull that door panel off and see if I can get that window cranked up. That's not a factory top either, the top's been replaced. See the seam line there. Looks like it might have been painted too. They painted it at one stage. Yeah, gotta get rid of these ugly wire wheels. Everybody sees them, they like them. Call out. I don't have the centre caps, but if somebody wants wire wheels, I'll trade them for a set of standard steel wheels. It did have the bumper guards on it. I took one off. Where are we? I can't see my phone because of the sunlight. Had them on the back as well. They're a JC Whitney thing. They're not a factory. I think there's still one on the back. Yeah, there's still one on the back. But you see what I mean about the early cars? The letters were glued on. There's no holes. Same with this one. It's just glued. That's why they're always missing. And you can't find them either. It's better just to update them with the later ones. Just drill the holes and put the clips on. It's not correct, but at least you don't lose them. So this has still got the corner tabs too. That's cool. I think this one has too. Yep, still got this. They're always missing on cars. This is a black Carver red interior. What's left of the red interior. It's a later one, it's a different steering wheel. See, this is what I mean about the horn ring goes inside the horn pad, not round the outside of the back. Later belts. 8-track player in this one. There's the door panel and the armrest. Yeah, it's got some Bondo in it. There's some nice 1/2-inch thick Bondo. And here's the piece laying on the ground. Let's put it back on now. Make it look pretty again. There we go. Good as new. Yep. These cars are missing radiators. Some copper thieves probably took the radiators. It's got magic eye, no magic eye, no magic eye. Does this one have cruise? Nope, no cruise. This is last 1st of the 1st, 2001. It's probably right. These cars have been sitting for a while. Yeah, no plates. No plates. Story was, I got these two cars. They were sitting in a closed down Ford dealership. The Ford dealership, from what I heard, had over 150 cars in there, all Lincolns. And the guy was renting the place, and then the owner, I guess, told him he had to pack up and move out because he had a buyer for the property. So the guy that got these cars, he was contacted to say, hey, can you transport some cars out of that dealership? So he went out there, and there was 3 Mark IIIs there. The rest were all like regular Lincolns, Ford or Suiciders. He said they were crushing everything. He said he saved the 3 cars, or he tried to. He got these 2 home and he went back to pick up the 3rd one, and they'd crushed that as well. So that was sad. I asked him if he took any photos, and he didn't think about it. Well, that's up in the Hudson, Colorado area. So I think that's north of Denver. Kind of northeast, I think. But yeah, so he was lucky to save these 2 cars. What a shame. 150 plus cars, Lincolns. You know, I kicked myself too, because locally, kind of, where are we? In those mountains back here, where those 2 pine trees are, there was a junkyard there, and they had rows and rows and rows of these. And I wasn't into Lincolns at the time. I mean, they probably had 50 of them plus, and they crushed them all. I never got one of these Lincolns out of there. This one came out of New Mexico. It was a freebie. So the only car Lincoln I got out of there were those 2 over here. Meadow Lark Lemon's car. I knew, well, they were going to crush that because there was a family row over this thing, or ownership row, and it was getting crushed. So I saved Meadow Lark Lemon's car and this thing here. That's the only 2 Lincolns I got out of there. There was a third one, but it wasn't actually at the yard. It's at my friend Pete's house. He's part of the junkyard dealership syndicate. Because when this car got destroyed, Pete felt sorry for me, so he gave me this one and the third one as well. Yeah, it's sad. This is a famous owner's car, and someone with a beef that hated Meadow Lark Lemon tried to destroy this car with a forklift. He actually dumped the car on the roof as well. There was a Mark IV sitting on there. I should have grabbed the Mark IV because it was a 72 porthole delete. I should have grabbed it, but I'm not into Mark IVs, but thinking about it, it was a porthole delete car, and I should have saved that because they're kind of rare. This car runs and drives. I've driven it. Put brakes on it, did the fuel pump on this one, and you know, whatever you need to do, and I've driven it around the yard. At the time I didn't have a title on it, but I do now. But yeah, originally this car, it's hard to tell, but it's like a deep metallic purple, like a Mopar Plum Crazy purple. Would have been a beautiful car in its day. And it's got a famous owner, Meadow Lark Lemon. I've got to get all these engines and stuff out of here because I want to salvage the cruise control out of this car. It's all still there. You can see the bellows up on the firewall there, and the controller's still there. Because my other gold car, like that one, it originally came with cruise control, and somebody removed it. I don't know why. Martin seems to think it was removed from brand new. Somebody brought the car and they didn't want cruise on it, so the dealership removed everything out of the car that was cruise. And there's marks on the car where it was, and the build sheet says speed control, so it did have cruise control. So it's a weird one. And I do want to restore this car. This is a real early April 68. They started making them in February 68, but they were released to the public in April, and that's when this one was built. A little bit of differences, mainly interior. Like, see the buttons are all black, no chrome. This one doesn't have cruise, but it's not a badly optioned car. It's got the rear defogger. Yeah, I'll get to this car one day. I do have some armrests. I'll have to recolor them, but I do have some good armrests that I can use. Okay, this is complete. Oh, these woods are so heavy. No, the radiator. It's another one. Radiator missing. Early cars are kind of nicer to work on because you don't have all the freaking plumbing on them. Like the 70 and 71s, they've all got smog stuff on them. It's all really crowded in here with plumbing everywhere. These early cars are kind of simple. Just plumbing for the headlights, and that's about it. As you look at this one, yeah, there's shit everywhere. Freaking. This has got a smog pump on it. It's a 70, but smogged. Just plumbing everywhere. Oh well. So the car's unloaded. Get the truck and the trailer parked up. I usually park it in there, up against that fence, so the fence doesn't blow open with the wind. And then wait for the other car to arrive. And I got to decide on that one. I know it's got a nice interior, that's why I brought the car. But if the body's not bad, I may save it. because I do need some black interior for Meadowlark Lemon's car. Rats got into that one and chewed it up. Like I was saying in the last video, they chewed up the carpets. The vinyl on the bottom of the vinyl, the seats have been chewed up. They've chewed holes in it. So I need some good black interior for a 7071. These are 69s. These are different. Look at them idiots under there. One day I'll run them over. Nice and cool under there. It's starting to warm up, guys. Late March. It's already in the 80s. All right, I'm got to get back into that car too. Get this finished. This thing's dragging out, but there's a lot of work. You know, it's not a half-hour job. It's days worth. Right now, I'm fighting the power windows. I've got no power at all to the windows, and there's a fuse box here, and there's a box with circuit breakers in there as well, the high voltage, the high amperage circuit breakers, and that's where the power window is. I cannot find it in here. It's supposed to be up in here, but I can't find it. So I took the fascia off before you guys, but I'll put it back in and show you how to take that fascia out. See, that's how you get to the gauges. So you can, this one's a pain to get because it's actually got hydraulic lines attached to it. I normally just take the glass out and clean the glass and leave the wiper switch in there, but the rest of them you can take out. There's 2 light bulbs you got to unplug, one in each corner. There's one big connector, the power connector. It's a strip in the back, and the cable is a snap fit. You just squeeze the cables together, the 2 clips. It's like a late model fuel line, and you just pull the speedo cable out, and the whole unit pulls out, and you can try and get that clock working again. I'll probably get it working. It's a Cartier clock, but they don't last long. They're just absolutely cheap clocks. All the gears are plastic, so they just wear out. And so if it's an early car, yeah, I've still got the clock running. I've had that car nearly a year and a half, 2 years, but the clock's still clicking. That one in the gold car, because it's an early mechanical clock. These are electronic. They've got little windings in them, where the other one's just a little spring-loaded solenoid that winds it up. So every few minutes you hear it go tick tick. Yep, resets. But yeah, so right now I'm fighting to find out. I think it's the breaker. I've got a bad circuit breaker because I've probed the wire up there. I even jumped it with a jumper wire, so there's no relay, and direct wired it, and I've still got no power to the wires. So I'm thinking the circuit breaker's gone, because it goes from there down at the circuit breaker and then to the windows. It's a 30 amp breaker. But the other night I was in here with my little light, and I cannot find the damn thing. Either it's been moved or something's going on, but it should be right in here. I can't find it. So, and I was getting frustrated the other night. You know, I took all this out and it's full of rat shit and poo. It's all poo up in here. Still see some of the rat poo. Look at it. The whole thing was packed. There was a huge big nest in here as well. The glove box is full. I cleaned that out, and all along underneath it. So I was getting a little pissed off, and then I got poo all over my carpet again. So I've got to find these circuit breakers so I can test them. And then I can, I did get that window rolling up and down, and then it popped. So I've got to fix it. The little plastic pucks did break. So I've got to do that one. So I'll show you how to do those. Got the seats, I did get the seat working. See, the seat's down a little bit. I don't know if you can see that here. So I've got a little more room between here and here. I was struggling to get in here. I got this one moving a little bit. It's still got to come down and back. These switches are really dirty. Take them out and service them. So get this car done, get the brakes on, and then I'll see if I can do that body work, get it finished, get it out of here. It can sit outside. I want the gold car inside. Alright, catch you on the next one, guys. Bye.